Today is 10th of November, and there are many new developments on the front line. In the Kherson region, the pressure from Ukrainian forces continues to increase. While Ukrainian forces continue to advance in this region, they are increasing the intensity of their operations on the east bank of the river. The Ukrainian army has started to move heavy equipment across the river to the other side of the river and increase its intensity in the region. Russian sources also confirmed today that the Ukrainian army crossed the river with heavy equipment. The Ukrainian army believes that it is too early to move a large number of equipment and troops to the river bank. In order to increase the intensity in the area, more room for maneuver is needed first. The Ukrainians are trying to increase pressure in the area by advancing south of the village of Krynky. The Ukrainian army is harassing Russian positions in this area. Ukrainian tanks are firing at the Russians in the line of fire and endeavoring to push the Russians out of the region. The Ukrainian army is quite advantageous in the Kherson region. The west bank of the river is a very logical point for Ukraine. The region consists of a big hill. The Ukrainian army can easily target the Russians from this area. If Ukraine uses this advantage well, it can take control of the fire in the region. While the Russian invaders continue their attack attempts in the direction of Kupiansk, the Ukrainian army continues to strengthen the defense line in the region. The Ukrainian army announced it repelled 7 Russian attacks on the Kupiansk front line. Ukraine reported that the Russian attacks on different points in the region failed. Ukrainian troops in the Bakhmut region, where intense clashes took place, also reported new developments. Ukrainians confirmed that they repelled 7 Russian attacks in Bohdanivka and Klishchivka regions. Although the Russian pressure in the region continues, Ukrainian defense forces are very determined and strong. The Russians cannot overcome the Ukrainian defense. There have also been new developments in Avdiivka, the region where the most clashes and the Russians have lost the most soldiers and equipment. Russian troops continue their attacks in this region with the support of the Air Force. It still has not been able to occupy the region. The Russians organized offensive operations against Novokalinove, Avdiivka and the southeast of Pervomaiske. The Ukrainian army reported that it repelled 7 Russian attacks and strengthened the defense line in the region. What developments do you think will take place in Avdiivka in the coming days? As in Avdiivka, the Russian army organized counterattack operations in the direction of Mariinka with the support of the Air Force. The Russian army carried out quite a lot of attacks in this region. The Russian army, which increased the intensity of the attacks in the region, could not achieve a positive result from these attacks. The Ukrainian army announced that it repelled 23 Russian attacks around Mariinka and Novomykolaivka. The defense operations carried out by the Ukrainian army in the Mariinka region easily repelled Russian attacks. It is curious what strategy the Russian army will apply for its attacks on the Mariinka front in the coming days. However, Russian troops in the Zaporizhia region continue their counterattack operations. Russia's counterattack operations near Verbovo and Robotyne were repelled by Ukrainian defense forces. Ukraine announced that it repelled 4 Russian attacks in and around this region. Ukrainian forces continue to organize counterattack operations in areas where Russian ammunition depots are located, gathering areas and areas where military equipment is concentrated. The Ukrainian army organized a total of 4 offensive operations in these areas today. Missile troops hit 2 command centers, 4 artillery systems, and a radio-electronic reconnaissance station of the Russians. The Ukrainian army also confirmed that it has neutralized a total of 308,720 Russian soldiers since the beginning of the war.